We're taking a live look right now here at our East Memphis camera, where we do have very blue skies after what was a totally overcast start to the day. We have since made a lot of progress, and sunshine here is going to allow us to see those temperatures rise at least by a degree or two compared to yesterday, maybe a bit higher in some spots. Right now it is feeling a little more humid as well, 95 degrees for that feels like temperature, the dew point at 72, so maybe a little less comfortable than yesterday, but plenty of sunshine, temperatures that should peak at around 92 to 93 in Memphis and maybe not get out of the 80s in a couple of spots further south and east. Cooler conditions lie in spots like Corinth, Holly Springs, and Oxford as a result of the later departure of some clouds here from earlier this morning. And it looks like as a result, the peak heat index for today is going to be a bit lower as of right now, feeling like the 80s and 90s, and probably will end up being about a few degrees higher than the actual temperatures, of which we'll show those first here, the expected highs for today. Now returning here, that spread that we typically see of a difference of about 4 or 5 degrees from north or south, 90 in Dyersburg, 97 potentially in Clarksdale. The Delta region, of course, usually managing to run a bit higher than the rest of the area. 100 should be that peak heat index in Memphis and a little bit higher to the south and west along the river, those Delta communities. But most of us should stay in the 90s here for maybe not what could be described as a comfortable day, but certainly much more comfortable than what we have seen lately. It looks like we're going to be ending the month of August now a bit more peacefully with conditions like this expected throughout the next few days, and really only one good shot for any sort of rain, and that will be by later this afternoon and evening, where we will watch for a cold front to pass through and possibly bring just a few showers, maybe a few thunderstorms alongside it. Switching over to national radar, where we can see the flow of cloud cover a little better. So far, it looks like we're just seeing those higher clouds still disperse, and a few areas such as Lafayette County and other sections there within Mississippi, the southeastern edges of the viewing area, still seeing some cloudier skies, and of course, as a result, a bit of some cooler temperatures. Now, all of this cloud cover is really what the main sort of impact was from the severe chance we had yesterday. We did have about 24 hours ago at this time a few storms moving through our northern and eastern counties. We picked up about 4/10 of an inch in Dyersburg since then, and a little bit more as we go beyond this 24-hour parameter. But as you can see, not many communities managed to pick up a notable amount of rain. Clarksdale comes in at the top with about 2 inches, followed by Holly Springs with 1. And then around Memphis, you can see we have sort of a shield for the rainfall here yesterday, really within a good 50 to 60 mile radius extending out from Memphis is where things managed to stay pretty dry for the most part. Covington, Truman, Forest City, Bolivar, Oxford not picking up anything over the last 24 hours. So managing to see just the very northern, the very southern edges here get some of that rain yesterday, staying dry. A best case scenario for Memphis, really, after what was almost a worst case scenario this past Saturday with that storm, of which there are still a few of us that are still awaiting reconnection for electricity and other utilities and amenities. Fortunately, the rain we see today, very brief, a few sprinkles. I would say at this point in time, we don't even really have much energy to even talk about a potential thunderstorm, but something that can't be totally ruled out. We'll have those drier and clearer conditions, though, continue to improve over the course of tonight. We wake up on Friday with clear skies, and pretty much the whole weekend here running through Sunday morning, it doesn't look like we are going to have to deal with any sort of nuisance precipitation, though I think by Sunday is when temperatures, as you'll see in the 7-day in a moment, are going to be getting back to a higher range just in time for the start of September. 93 for today with partly cloudy skies, winds out of the northeast at 8 miles per hour, especially more noticeable with a bit of more of a cooling feel to that wind after the cold front does pass through. That may be occurring after we see a few showers, maybe a few storms within the next 4 to 5 hours, but we are in for a calm night. Partly cloudy skies here to begin, but I think we wake up on Friday with totally clear conditions, and we may actually get down to the 60s here in Memphis, which probably means many other spots will be down even further below, given how Memphis usually is the warmest spot to wake up on a summer morning. We have those forecasts, though, for temperatures to reach back into the upper to mid-90s. However, heading into next week, it looks like the heat index by that point is going to be a bit higher. I would say it's pretty much a certainty to expect 100 or higher, which is what I think the heat index today will be at the highest point for a couple of spots. But I do think that as of right now, we'll just have to focus here on that part of the forecast and give you a bit more details over the weekend as the picture becomes clearer for the heat index and how just oppressively hot it will be getting, because between now and Sunday, pretty calm, pretty uneventful weather that we can enjoy in to wrap up the month of August.